So in today's flight, we'll be starting off in EGUZ. Let's find out where there is. There was the airport yesterday that we landed at. So let's click on EGUZ, which is Castle Kennedy Airfield. Right about there, yeah. And we'll be flying off to a destination called EGNC. Let's punch that in, EGNC. So that's Carlisle. So we are flying to Carlisle in UK. Yeah. Let's see whether we can choose a VOR to VR flight plan. It takes us over here. Let's switch to GPS for now, because the whole idea is for us not to just to get from point A to point B. Also, we wanna basically look around at landmarks and all that. Okay, so if you're joining me for the first time, I am located in the server which is the Southeast Asia server. You can join me there if you want to fly along with me. And I'm going to be using, today is going to be something different. I'm not going to use a Cessna. I've just purchased the Piper Aero 3, so I'm going to attempt to fly that today. So I've only flown this for a couple of times, just doing some testing, but I hope I can handle it because it's kind of a manual aircraft to fly. So I'm going to use the Just Flight Piper Aero 3, and I'm going to use the livery. I'm going to change it to maybe something like let's go for a G registration, because G is the in Great Britain, F is France, we have D, which is German. It's GTSA. Let's use this one here, GTSAG. Right, it cruises 176 knots. It has an endurance of 5 hours. Okay, let's choose that. Let's fly this today. Let's for a change. Weight and balance, we might as well make sure that we have enough fuel to fly to both destinations. If not, we will refuel at the intermediate airport, that is. I'm going to leave it at, let's bring it up to 60%. Or we can go more, it's only just the pilot alone. Let's fill up to 70% of fuel. Okay, failures, we're not going to start, not going to look into that. Liveries, we have the weight and balance, customization, Venture 494. Okay, weather wise, let's stick to a preset for now. I'm going to look at maybe few clouds, because we want to be able to see the landmarks, right? We want to enjoy them. Close that, and we're going to be in Castle Kennedy Airport, flying to the east. 25 minutes for 73 nautical miles, after which we'll be heading down towards, once we completed this leg, we're going down to EGNL, just somewhere around here. Okay, so let's hit fly. Alright, we have the resume button enabled, so we're going to end up in EGUZ. Plan the flight and make sure we are the right leg. So we are going to choose. We did a good flight yesterday. We had a lot of POIs that we came across. Today we have only one, Sweetheart Abbey. So I don't know what that is. It's probably a castle or something. Yesterday we had a lot of places we visited yesterday. So I'm going to choose EGUZ to EGNC. Let's click on fly. Alrighty, okay, we'll put that aside, and that's where. So this is the latest Piper Aero 3. It's an awesome aircraft. It started off, usually I will just cold and dark, but it's already started. Let's leave it like that. So we're gonna take off, and let's proceed with this. So nice looking aircraft. Yep, everything is functional. Let me just make sure I have logged in into my BushTalk radio. Okay, connected to BushTalk radio. Let's minimize that, and we have BushTalk radio running in the background as well. Alright, so let's have a look around before we do anything. There is an iPad here available in the aircraft, which you can enable or disable using this little button over here, this icon button. Click on it and it comes back on, and you can control a lot of stuff with this. Yeah, you can set the aircraft just for ready for takeoff, or ready for start, or cold and dark. Very interesting. A lot of procedures you have to do to start the aircraft up, which is what I love to do. We got chocks, tie downs and tow bars when you're in parking position, and now it's all red because we are on the runway. Right, let's do this later when we are on board. So I'm gonna just, when we are airborne, let's switch that off for now. We don't want to be distracted, and just make sure that we are all set for takeoff. We have mixer control is okay. We got the fuel pump on, landing lights on, collision, pitot hit. You will have to switch on the fuel pump for takeoff and landing, and we have this fuel selector here, right and left. Right, we have to switch that every 15 minutes or so. Autopilot is all right. We are 1,000 and almost 100 feet, and we're gonna head to heading to it, so we gotta do a 180 degrees to the east. So I must have just punched in the heading will be towards the east, in case we switch on our autopilot in a little later while airborne. All right, everything looks good. Suction is okay, and everything looks good. Let's bring that yoke back. The flaps are here, and I think we should just leave the premises. Okay, right, there's a caution here. Was that due to low voltage? Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna release the brakes, and let's go flying. Airspeed is alive. 40 knots, 50, 60. It's unlike the Cessna. Cessna is a bit easy to handle. This one, it's almost a study level aircraft, so it takes a bit of practice actually. Okay, so gears up. Let's have a look from the outside. Nice. All right, let's do a right turn and head towards the east. Again, we'll be cruising at 1,500 unless that's there is a bit of elevation coming up. It's early morning in UK. That's the Castle Kennedy Airfield. It's more noisy in the aircraft rather than the outside. Okay, so let's have a look at the we can switch off the fuel pump, landing lights. Let's switch on the heading. Is going to be a bit more this way. Let's switch on the autopilot and the heading. So it's going to keep the heading for us, and we will have to manage the altitude ourselves. This one should go to this heading. Okay. So let's have a look at the map here. It shows that there will be a POI coming up. Should be Sweetheart Abbey. So we'll just go off course and have a look at the POI once we arrive there. Okay, looks good. Everything looks good. We need a bit of more. We need to climb a bit more. Shows here that we need to be above 1,500 feet. So let's climb up to 2,000. There's a peak over here that we are going to come across. Unfortunately, there's no altitude hole here, but there is, you know, the creators for the Piper has created a little switch, but in reality there's no auto altitude hole, but we can do it by clicking over here. So let's a bit more to the right. So we are on autopilot with an heading hole. So this is probably only the second time I'm flying this aircraft. So just still learning at the same time. I've got a problem here with the gear. So this sounds like auto extension is off. Last time I flew, I couldn't bring my gears down for some reason, so I hope I don't have the same problem today. What else? It's a bit of a landing gear stuff here that we have to probably look at it. We need to go up to 2,000 feet. We have 40 minutes to go. Gauges are okay. Let's have a look from outside. Sunrise happening here. Kind of a flat land here in this part of UK. Probably a bit of mountainous ridge coming up in front in a bit. So we are flying from EGUZ today, which is the airfield on the on the west of UK to Carlisle today. Carlisle has 2 runways. While we are cruising, let's listen to some nice music. This funny sound coming from somewhere. A bit of a low resolution there. I hope they fix that in the next update. Gauge. Okay, we are 2,500, so we gotta reduce power. Let's hold altitude here by clicking here. Yeah. So we maintain our 2,500 feet altitude. And we should be passing by this place in a bit. Okay, cool. Right, let's talk about the iPad which is in the aircraft. If you enable this one over here, you can see that you have an iPad which allows you to do certain functions that we have. Let's say we can have a headwind now, 4 knots headwind. We are tracking at 93 knots. Then we have information about the altitude, fuel in gallons, and some flight information here. Endurance 8 hours 16 minutes. You can change your instrument panel here. Right now I'm using the GPS GNS 530. You can change it to a manual radio as well. You can enable the HSI. The moment I'm using the HSI here, you can also use a direction or a DI, some battery volts, quantity of stuff. Yep. And I was told that if you are not going to use this a lot, you just have to click on this button here to save some frame rates, and then switch this one off. So I hope that works. So I'm worried about this light over here, because the last time I had this light I couldn't bring my gear down. Auto extension is off. That means it's not going to extend the gear for me automatically. I may have to do something to it. Flying into the sun is not fun, so what we do is we can bring down the screens here. We don't get too much sun in our face. It's kind of cool. Does it affect if I bring this up? There's not much effect in the cockpit. Okay, what do we do about our problem with the... Oh, let's hang on. Let's find out some information about the airport, so at least we know we're on the right track if we use a VOR. So I'm going to use little nav map to tell me where the frequencies are for EGNC. let's type in NC, not NZ. It's Carlisle. It's 2 runways, nav 8s. So Carlisle has navigation 8s. Can we get the 11425 megahertz? We get a DME from it at least. One 125. Prefers runway is 01 and 07, which is this runway here. 07? Yeah, it's either these runways. 3,000 feet. Transition altitude is 3,000 feet. Let's punch in the frequency for 11425. That's the com, sorry. 11425. Let's make sure the radios are on. Both of them are on. 11425. No, might not be it. Let's have a check again. To 5. Let's make sure it's nav 1, and we need to make sure it's nav 1 here as well. Maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe it's out of range. Let's try a little later. Alright, let's now worry about this landing gear issue. I'm gonna see what I can do. If I switch to we got about 50 nautical miles to go. 30 minutes. We gotta figure out about this landing gear issue. Tank out of balance. Let me just switch back to the right tank. Let's set a time for that as well. Okay, so every 15 minutes we have to change the tank. Okay, so BushTalk radio is on. I want to change my camera view a bit. Let's go to pilot landing, co-pilot. Yeah, this one here tells us the Does that change? Let's go back to pilot. Oh yeah, it did. So we are good to go. The auto extension off is okay. Got it. Excellent. So there's no POI coming up, but the landscape looks awesome here. Are we in range of the frequency? We'll go slightly off to the left because we want to come across the Sweetheart Abbey points of interest. The light over here is basically trying to identify us on the transponder. Okay, it's not a problem there, but I'm still interested to know the frequency for Carlisle. You can see the aircraft is just here, you know, flying towards, we were there yesterday, and then now we're going towards EGNC. NDBA approach. Arrival procedures. Oh, NDB, meaning which? It's an NDB there. Maybe we can use that. Waypoints, airport, Carlisle. Where is the navigates? Eighties city. So the wind is coming from the easterly direction. Sorry, westerly direction. That means we should be landing on runway 25. That is. Yeah, because the wind's coming from there. So we will attempt to land on runway 25. And 110.7. 110.7. Okay, let's try that. Nothing. Sweetheart Abbey is probably somewhere in that way. So I'm gonna do a bit of turn to the left. In 6 knots, arriving in You should do something about this as well. You can see that the screen doesn't really fit into here. You see the angle? No, it's a bug, so they probably have to fix that as well. I haven't really explored this aircraft very much, but I'll probably learn as I go. But almost everything here is function. Is it has a function to it. Even the circuit breakers down here, you can just pull them out and put them in. So there's the friction lock here as well. It's a small lock here as well. I'm trying to get to access to it, so maybe I should go to the pilot view, sorry, co-pilot view, and then have a look at. Is that the one? Yeah. Switch off the lock and we can. If we lock it. Okay, it's 100%. Everything looks good. Go back to the pilot view. Right, the POI is coming up in front. I'll be a bit to the right. Should be just after this. Yeah, somewhere around there. Just across this ridge over here. And the airport is just after that. For those who have just joining me, I am Adventure 494 doing a UK tour in using a Skypark, sorry, an add-on for MSFS 2020, which allows you to attempt missions. And for this one, I'm just doing a UK tour. You can see that I'm actually well, we started in the UK. I mean, we started in London, that area there, and I've traveled across. Now I'm coming back down, back to the west. Of UK down to Wales, and then we'll go back to the city airport in London. If time permits, we're going to do 2 legs today. We will start. Maybe we will stop in EGNC for refueling, and then we'll go down to. I'm guessing the next one will be in Lancaster Castle or Blackpool Tower, which is the EGNL. Okay, after this ridge over here, I'm gonna descend a bit so we can actually look at this POI here, just around that area. Okay, let's bring these guys up. We don't need them anymore. Alright, let's get rid of the altitude hold. Been disabled. And let's descend a bit. So it's right in front of us, somewhere here. It's called a Sweetheart Abbey. Let's make sure that we have BushTalk radio scanning. Is it in the... should be here. It's not here. It's in the Skypark, but it's not in BushTalk radio. It's okay, if it's not there, we'll just proceed to the airport. Well, I don't see anything. Let's go outside. Should be something here. Is that the one? It is supposed to be somewhere here. So yeah, probably right on top of it. I'm sure there's something here about that. It's called Sweetheart Abbey. Probably a house. That's the one, I think. Looks like a church. Yeah, maybe that's the one. Okay. We don't have any BushTalk information about that, so that's fine. Let's proceed to the airport, which is a few miles from here on the right hand side. Okay, just make sure that we don't really descend too much. The plan is to land on runway 24 in here, but if I see it in Little Nav map, it says runway 25. So let's see. Looks like there's no more. There's no other terrain up front, so it's okay for us to be at about 1,000 feet, I guess. So I'm going to do a altitude hold here again. Let's do a time check, 15 minutes, good. Let's do a reset and switch the fuel again. So we are okay. Oh yeah, every time we do a fuel, every time we do a switch of tank, we have to switch on the fuel pump. Totally forgot about that. Right, the airport is right ahead of us, I think. Right, what else can we do? Let's learn a bit about this aircraft. Those are the COM and nav radios. That'll be nav 1 over there. We got an ADF here. And the ADF is set to ADF, that's fine. We got transponder here. Garmin, this is actually Garmin 500. These are the audio for all the radios and comms. Check our indicators here, enunciator panels, landing gear warning, we've got the autopilot here. This rocker switch actually is for which autopilot you're using. We've got the rudder trim. The parking brakes are here. That's the handle for the flaps. Over on this side we have the ELT located, EGNC located transmitter. And that's about it. You can actually open the door here. You can hear the outside wind. Interesting. Lock it. We've got the outside air temperature indicator here. And we got a compass here as well. Bing Bing Tor, welcome back. Hi. No, you're not late. We are just about to arrive at the first airport, which is the Carlisle airport. So glad you can join me. Today I'm flying the Piper Arrow, which I bought from the marketplace. This is one of the probably the best aeroplane or the aircraft at the moment in MSFS. I was playing around with all the functions earlier. So almost everything is adjustable, you know, we can play around with all this stuff. I thought I switched off the... So I'm just getting myself familiar with this aircraft. Kind of a manual, I don't have much of a... Yeah, but it has autopilot functions, but it's very limited. Wow, the thunder has started again. It has this dirty kind of look, because this aircraft was probably built in the 70s. And then you have this, all this, you know, there's also a version that you can change this to make it into a clean version, which I'm going to do that the next flight, I suppose. So everything here works. I'm just playing around with it, and it also has this cool iPad that you can enable inside here. And you can, you know, look at some functions, you can disable certain things and all that. It's kind of cool. Yeah, this a lot of people were waiting for this aircraft because it's almost a study level aircraft. And then also the CRJ, which just came out a couple of days ago. That's more like an airline kind of thing. If you're into airlining, if you want to learn about airline, that's probably a good aircraft to download and fly around with. So we're just coming up to Carlisle Airport, and we are planning to land on runway 24 in this case. So we'll probably fly on the left circuit of the runway, and then we'll come and land. So this is a great aircraft. The sound is awesome. You know, we can hear the sound, and it looks nice from outside as well. And they also allow us to do our own livery. They give us a Photoshop file that you can edit the livery as well if you want to. You can open the doors. There's a cargo door here as well. You can open even the door where you put in the oil for the aircraft. Looks nice. And the other cool thing about this is you can bring this thing down. The visor, yeah. Where are you currently, if you don't mind me asking? I'm in Cyberjaya at the moment. My office is in Cyberjaya. Trying to understand this aircraft as much as I can. I thought I disabled the comm. Why is the comm still on? Disabled it. Nav is on, comm is off. Why is it still? Bring the volume down, I guess. Maybe this one here. Command come to external. Right. All right, we are close to the airport. Another 12 nautical miles. 7 minutes to go. Bit noisy aircraft in the cockpit. The Cessna is a bit quieter. This is a bit noisy in the cockpit, but if I go outside, it's okay. So maybe that's how they built the aircraft. There's nothing here for me to. Oh, listen, let me not be alone. I'll enable my co-pilot. Let me have a friend in this. Where's my co-pilot? Chocks tied down to about cabin package oil door. Ah, there you go. Co-pilot. So now I have a friend. There you go. So even if I look from outside, I should be able to see the co-pilot. That doesn't look like me at all. Alright, airport is towards the left. Probably speaking, because we are actually flying into the sun, it brings down. No, it doesn't help. Hello. Just asking, can I get my PPL through Flying Academy? Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. It doesn't have to be a flying club. If you join something like Layang Layang or the one in Melaka, the MFA, you will have to do PPL first. I mean, eventually you will do CPL, but CPL is just passing a few more exams. So the basic one, the foundation, is all a PPL. So you do a PPL over there, and also they will do a CPL for you with the IR stuff and all that stuff. Yeah, instrument rating, I mean, and night flying. For me, when I do my PPL here in Malaysia, there's no such thing as a twin engine or even night flying here. It's just pure VFR during the day. So that's a bit sad. I wanted to fly at night as well, so there's no chance at the moment. So, but I'll find out how to get to fly at night. It'd be nice to take off from Subang and then go around the city at night and then land. Should be near the airport by now. So this aircraft is a bit funny that you can't just lower your flaps and lower your gear. I think you have to lower your gear first and then lower your flaps. So I must remind that myself. Otherwise I'll have a problem. Yeah, I can see the runway from here. So we'll be going to do a left downwind. Oh no, that's not a runway. Airport should be here now. Quite close to it. 1 minute to go. Where's the airport? Passing the airport by now. Ah, it is here. Come, I didn't see it. Interesting. Because of the sun. So let's go back to 8 o'clock. Roughly around there. Ah, it's just in front of my face. Okay, let's have a look at my timing here. 14 minutes. I might as well switch the tanks again. Okay. Before landing checklist, let's switch on the landing lights. Switch on the pump. I will get out of the autopilot in a bit. We've got so that's the runway there, so I'm gonna give us a notch of flaps and then bring the landing gear down. Make sure the gears are down. Okay, great. And let's get off autopilot. runway 25. Okay, turn to base, which is going to be the east, the south I mean. Gears are down and we have flaps 10. Let's bring down flaps 20. Airspeed looks okay. This aircraft handling is very nice. Flaps 30. Gears are down. Pump is on. Autopilot is off. Quick look from outside. There's no runway number. Oh, 25. You can see from here. 24? 24. So I'm a bit confused just now which is 24 or 25. Alrighty. Kill the power. Maintain. Nice. Okay. Clean the flaps up. Let's turn out here and then we'll come back here for another for takeoff. Right. Stop here for a second. Landing lights can go off. Fuel can go off. We can switch off the pitot heat. We don't need anymore. Everything else looks okay. All right. Let's line up on runway 25 again. To close this flight plan, by the way. What if I do not want to take CPL? Oh, if you just want to take PPL alone, then you might as well join the flying club. It's much cheaper, much cheaper. If you join academy, it might take you more money to do it. It's much cheaper if you do it in a training, a flying club to take your PPL. And then after which, if you want to get your PPL, you can join a flying academy. I think that's what Safwan is doing. Boy, I'm texting very fast. Slow down. Might move to Johor for a few years. There is no, if you are moving to Johor, there's also a flying club in Johor. It's called, I think it's FRAS, F-R-A-S or something like that. Just gonna park here for a second before we do anything. Yeah, I think it's F-R-A-S. you can, it's a friend of mine who is there, he's Singaporean. He took his license in Johor, and he has got a PPL. He took the exam same as I did a couple of years ago, but he's got his he's got his PPL now. Okay, let me close this flight plan. Let me start another one. So let's go to the next destination, which is EGNL, EGNC to EGNL. Let's fly. Okay. All right. EGNL would be, what would it be? Let's see. Airports, EGNL. Walney Island. Oh, it's an island. Oh, that's interesting. So we are here, we're flying to this island over here. Alright, so I'm gonna do a right click and say as a departure airport, and this one is as arrival. As destination. Okay, so he got 51 nautical miles, 200 magnetic, and we have to fly above. Wow, this one is a bit high, so we'd have to buy 2,000 feet. Will it be okay with 2,000 feet? Yeah, 2,000 feet. No, let's go 2.5. 2,000. No, 2.5. Yeah, just about there. Especially if we go up to 3,000, as suggested by the. Yeah, 3,000 is fine. You can see your TOD here as well. All right, so we're gonna take off now from here. We're gonna fly down at about 200. Alrighty. Okay, so I think I have close up. Oh no, it's just started. Alright, we're gonna go that way then. Alright, let's do it. Landing lights on, fuel pump on. Make sure that we have enough fuel. Let me check my fuel level. That's fine, plenty of fuel. Timer, let's reset. Start. Let's switch to the other tank for now. Yeah, I've got to go. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for keeping me company. If you have any other questions, do let me know. I'll probably fly again on Monday, so I'll be here on Monday as well. So you have a good weekend, yeah? Everything is set. We'll be flying 200. Set that up, and this airport. Have a VOR. Walney Airport. Alright, so we got everything ready. Release the parking brakes and we should depart. I won't be needing flaps for this again because it's a kind of a long runway. It's fine. All set. Release parking brake and off we go. "40 knots, 50, 60. Positive rate, gears can go up. 500 feet, yes, to the heading of 200. And we're climbing up to 3,000 feet in this one. $2,800, 3,000. Right, let's lower down the throttle a bit and level off at 3,000 feet. And we're gonna switch on the heading. And we hold altitude here, 3,000 feet. Looks like there's no point of interest here at all, so we'll be just flying straight to the airport then. I might need to change this our GPS here. It's not showing the right place, so let's switch to nearest airport is going to be EGNL. So let's go to direct to EGNL. Activate, yes. Right, so we got 199 nautical miles, sorry, 22 minutes ET, 41 nautical miles to go. Right, that's correct. Track is 199. Let's have a look at our fuel tanks. I think we can switch off the fuel pump and menu lights. P2 heats can go on because we are climbing up to 3,000 feet. Let's have a look at the timer. It's only 9 minutes. Fuel flow is cool, okay. Green, green, green. Left tank is lesser than the right tank, so let's switch the tank around. Be able to cross that bridge there, 2005. Yeah, we should be okay. Sit back and enjoy the flight. I'm wondering what area this is. Let's find out. Looks interesting, looks a bit nice. It has a nice landscape. That's Ullswater Air Force Waterfall, Ira Force Waterfall. So there's a waterfall somewhere here. That must be it, somewhere there. Ullswater. And then we'll be passing by the Lake District National Park. The wind is coming from the east again, sorry, from the west, and looks like we should be landing on runway 35. One for us. Is that you? Multiplayer 1 of 27. Flying a Sobo single engine aircraft. That must be him. Beautiful landscape here. This is something. It's like a nice place. Wow, this is nice. There are trails here. You can see the trails that's going down. It's cool. Right, let's have a look. We can now descend down further because we're just passing by this peak over here, so we're not going to be in that way, so we can actually descend. So we can have a closer look at the beautiful landscape. Okay, let's come off from autopilot hold. Let's maybe descend to what, 2,000 feet. We are passing by the Coniston Water. Just this lake over here. It's beautiful. We got 9 minutes to go. I'm guessing that the airport is there. So let's head towards that site. runway 1735. We have communication nav 8s 11070. That's the ILS, I think. .11070. Let's try put that in. So change it 1170. Fuel. Okay, switch the tanks back. Windmills, gotta watch out for those. Six minutes to go. Fuel looks good. Everything's in the green. Airport is coming up. So it should be just there. Alright, time to descend to 1000 feet. Plan is to land on runway 35. Let's get the landing lights on, fuel pump on. Everything else looks good. Airport is right ahead of us. Let's join in the left downwind. I think we should come in from the right downwind, not left. As you can see, there's a runway here, so we don't want to be blocking other aircrafts. So we'll cross the runway. Let's level off at 1000 feet. One notch of flaps. Let's turn left to 170. Gears were put down for us automatically. That's interesting. .500 feet. Turning to base and finals. Flaps 20. Gears down, 3 greens. Flaps 20, and then let's put the final flaps. Okay. Sounded a bit rough, but I guess it's okay. Right, so we have arrived at the EGNC. Now I'm gonna taxi out of the runway. Let's clean up the flaps. And we'll go down to the terminal. Also, this runway is not usable. Okay, landing lights can go off, fuel pump can go off. All clear. Walney Island Airport. We might as well do some refueling while we are here because we have another leg to go in the next stream. So I just park the aircraft here, I suppose. Righto. Parking brakes are on. Let's switch off the pitot heat. Switch off the radios. Goes off. Okay. Mixture to 0. Come on. Did I lock it for some reason? Oh, I think I locked it. Lesson learned. Co-pilot view. I may have locked it. Yep, I did. Alrighty. Thing is off. And let's switch off the fuel as well. Right, so we have arrived at the destination airport. I'm going to close the flight plan so we can continue the next one down to Manchester. Right. So if you are viewing this on Twitch, please follow me. If you are viewing this on YouTube, please like and subscribe the channel, and I hope to see you in the next session. We'll be flying down to further down to UK, to Manchester, and also to Wales. Not Wales, sorry. This is the Bangor. Bangor is in where's it again? Is it Wales? Yes, Wales. Yeah, right. So I'll see you guys again. This is Adventure 494 signing off, and happy flying.